All right, get ready, because today we're going to take a deep dive into hyperbolic stretching.
Ooh, interesting.
It's a 30-day digital program
Okay.
that's like all the rage online right now.
Right.
It promises some crazy flexibility gains.
Right.
Like even doing the splits
Wow.
in just 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
Wow.
And honestly,
Yeah.
my skeptical senses are kind of tingling.
Understandably. I mean, it's easy to be skeptical about these big claims.
Right.
But this one, I think, is a little different
Okay.
because the guy who created it, Alex Larson,
Okay.
he's not just some random influencer or anything.
Yeah.
He's got like a backstory that I think makes it even more interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Alex.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, his journey is a big part of, like,
I'd say.
why this program is getting so much attention.
Definitely.
He wasn't always like Mr. Flexible Guru.
Right.
He was actually living the classic desk dweller life.
Oh, yeah.
You know, 10+ hours a day,
Yeah.
hunched over a computer.
Yeah.
Just like so many of us.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
Big time.
And
Yeah.
for him, it really caught up with him
Yeah.
in a big way.
It really did.
He ended up with a full neuromuscular shutdown
Wow.
in his lower back, his hips, and his thighs.
Oh,
So imagine
yeah.
not even being able to stand up from a chair
Oof.
without, like, excruciating pain.
That's awful.
Yeah, so brutal.
So,
And traditional stretching, like, wasn't cutting it.
yeah, it wasn't doing the job.
He was basically in agony.
Yeah. So what did he do?
What did he do?
He went on this deep dive research rabbit hole.
Yeah?
Spent years
Wow.
studying the science of flexibility.
Really?
Just experimenting on himself.
Wow, talk about dedication.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
And that's how hyperbolic stretching was born.
Yeah.
Out of necessity.
Out of necessity.
And this deep dive into, like, what actually works.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I find so fascinating about this.
Yeah.
He took this, like, awful experience
Uh-huh.
and turned it into something positive.
Yeah.
Something that could actually, like,
Yeah.
help
I've
other
heard-
people.
Help other people, yeah.
So let's actually get into the program itself.
Okay.
So it's 21 videos,
Yeah.
8 minutes a day.
Yep.
That's like the core structure.
That's the basic
Yeah.
commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah. 21 videos, around 8 minutes each.
Yep.
And you do it like 4 to 6 days a week.
Okay.
So it's designed to be like pretty manageable,
Yeah.
even for busy people.
Right.
And you're going to get videos that show you exactly what to do.
Okay.
You know, they demonstrate these specific routines,
Okay.
and they're designed to improve your flexibility,
Okay.
strengthen your muscles,
Yeah.
increase your range of motion.
Okay.
So it's pretty comprehensive.
That definitely sounds appealing,
Yeah.
especially for people like me who
Mhm.
struggle to find time for,
Yeah.
like, really long workouts.
For sure.
But I got to ask, like, what are these 8-minute routines actually like? Are you
Mhm.
just holding, like, static stretches for ages?
No.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a lot more dynamic than that.
Okay.
So hyperbolic stretching, it blends like dynamic stretching
Okay.
with static holds and then something called isometric contractions.
Okay.
So it's this interesting combination
Yeah.
that really sets it apart from like your typical stretching routine.
Isometric contractions.
Yes.
Now, I think some of our listeners
Yeah.
might not be familiar with that term.
Yeah. Probably not.
Can you break that down for us?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So imagine you're doing a hamstring stretch.
Okay.
You're holding it there.
Yeah.
With an isometric contraction,
Uh-huh.
you would actually tense your hamstring,
Okay.
the muscle that's being stretched.
So you're flexing while you're stretching.
Basically, yeah.
That's wild.
It seems counterintuitive,
Yeah.
but it's really about engaging the muscle
Okay.
while it's lengthening.
Okay, so how does that actually improve flexibility, though?
So think about it, like you're kind of tricking your nervous system a little bit
Okay.
by tensing the muscle during the stretch.
Uh-huh.
You're kind of teaching it to relax and
Sure.
lengthen more effectively.
Interesting.
It's about pushing those limits, but in a controlled and safe way.
So the hyperbolic part
Yeah.
comes from that intensity.
Yeah.
Like you're pushing your flexibility further
Yes, exactly.
than you would with, like, traditional stretching.
Right.
Okay.
It's not just about holding the stretch.
Yeah.
It's about activating those muscles
Yeah.
as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about the dynamic stretching aspect? Where does
Yeah.
that fit into the mix?
So dynamic stretching is all about movement.
Okay.
So think leg swings,
Uh-huh.
arm circles,
Okay.
torso twists,
Yeah.
things that get your blood flowing
Yeah.
and kind of prep your muscles
Yeah.
for those deeper, more intense stretches.
For like a warm-up.
It's like a warm-up, but it's kind of integrated
Uh-huh.
into the routine itself.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So each of those 21 videos,
Yeah.
guides you through the
Exactly.
different combination
Yeah.
of these techniques.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're structured to gradually increase the difficulty level as you go.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you'll start with basic stretches and warm-ups.
Uh-huh.
And then as you get more flexible,
Yep.
you move on to more challenging moves and longer holds.
Longer holds, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, the big question I think everyone's probably wondering is,
Yeah.
can this program really help me do the splits in 4 weeks?
Right.
That's a bold claim.
It is.
Honestly, it sounds a little too good to be true.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very bold claim.
Yeah.
And while some people might see remarkable progress
Mhm.
in just 4 weeks,
Okay.
achieving a full split
Yeah.
is highly dependent on your starting point,
Yeah.
your body type, and how consistently you follow the program.
So it's not some like magical one-size-fits-all solution?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to be realistic about expectations here.
Right.
It's not like everyone who tries this program is automatically going to be doing the splits after 4 weeks.
Okay.
It's more nuanced than that.
Yeah, there are other factors at play.
Definitely.
So what are some things people should consider before jumping into this program?
Yeah.
Like what are some potential downsides or things they should be aware of?
So first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
think about your current fitness level.
Okay.
If you're relatively new to fitness or stretching in general,
Yeah.
this program might be quite challenging.
Okay.
And you might need to modify some things.
Right.
Even if you have some experience,
Uh-huh.
it's crucial to listen to your body
Yeah.
and not push yourself beyond your limits.
Yeah. That's good advice for any fitness program, really.
Any fitness program,
Yeah.
for sure.
But what about the program itself?
Yeah.
Are there any like specific risks
Oh, okay.
or things people should watch out for?
I mean, with any type of intense stretching, there's always a risk of injury
Okay.
if it's not done correctly. So
Yeah.
proper form
Yeah.
and technique are super crucial.
Okay.
And the videos, they emphasize that throughout.
Yeah.
But it's still essential to be mindful and
Okay.
listen to your body.
Yeah.
Pain is like a signal to back off,
Right.
not to push harder.
Totally. Safety first.
Safety first.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
We've talked about Alex's story,
Yeah.
the program structure, and that whole 4-week split claim.
Right.
But what about just like the broader benefits
Yeah.
of increased flexibility?
Yeah.
Is it really all about doing the splits?
That's a good question.
Or is there more to it?
There's definitely more to it.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll delve deeper into that. I think after a quick break.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere.
All right. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. So we've established that hyperbolic stretching isn't some like guaranteed ticket to doing the splits in 4 weeks.
Right.
But it can definitely help you become more flexible.
Right.
But what does that actually do for you?
Yeah. Is it really just about touching your toes?
Right, exactly.
Like, it's not like we're all training to be contortionists.
Right, exactly. Increased flexibility has a ton of benefits that go way beyond like party tricks.
Okay.
You know, so many people,
Yeah.
especially those of us who are stuck at desks all day,
Totally.
struggle with back pain.
Ugh, yeah.
And improved flexibility can make a huge difference there.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Like, just when you're more flexible,
Yeah,
everyday movements just become easier.
exactly.
You know, bending down to tie
Yeah.
your shoes,
Yeah,
reaching for something on a high shelf.
totally.
Those things shouldn't feel like a workout in themselves.
Right. It shouldn't be a struggle. And then for athletes,
Yeah.
increased flexibility can be a game changer.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It can boost performance
Okay.
by improving their range of motion,
I
their
see it.
agility,
Yeah.
and even reduce the risk of injuries.
So whether you're like a weekend warrior or you're training for a marathon,
Yeah.
there's something in it for everyone.
There's something in it for everyone. Yeah.
It's like unlocking your body's potential
I like that.
in a way.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Right.
And it's not just about the physical benefits either.
Oh, really?
There's a mental aspect to stretching
Okay.
that I think often gets overlooked.
What is that?
I mean, it can be incredibly de-stressing,
Okay.
and it can be a great way to just like connect with your body.
It's almost like a moving meditation in a way.
Exactly. When you're focusing on your breath
Yeah.
and how your body feels,
Yeah.
you're naturally shifting your attention away from all that mental clutter
Yeah.
that we all have. And that can have this really like calming effect on both your mind and body.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
I've noticed that even like a few minutes of focused stretching
Yeah.
can just like make me feel more relaxed
Yeah,
and centered.
for sure.
Yeah.
And as you become more flexible,
Uh-huh.
you also become more aware
Okay.
of your body's limitations
Yeah.
and how to kind of work within them.
So,
It's
yeah.
all about developing a better mind-body connection.
So we've got physical benefits,
Yes.
mental benefits,
Uh-huh.
it's starting to sound like flexibility is the key
Yeah.
to like a happier, healthier life.
I mean, it definitely plays a role.
Right.
Yeah.
But let's be real.
Okay.
This is a program that's pushing your body
Uh-huh.
pretty intensely.
Yeah.
Are th- are there any
Yeah.
downsides or risks
Yeah.
people should be aware of
Yeah, for
before
sure.
they try hyperbolic stretching?
I mean, as we've discussed,
Yeah.
it's not like a miracle cure for any. You know, that 4-week split goal is more of a marketing tactic than a guarantee.
Right.
So it's important to manage expectations and understand that results will vary depending on the individual.
Okay, so no overnight transformations.
No overnight transformations.
No matter what the internet might tell you.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And it's not for everyone.
Okay.
You know, beginners might find it too challenging.
Right.
And even those with some stretching experience should approach it with caution
Yeah.
and really listen to their bodies.
Okay, so we talked about the importance of proper form and technique earlier.
Yes.
And that ties into safety, right?
It's a safety, right. Yeah. You're pushing your muscles and joints to their limits with this type of stretching.
Okay.
So doing it correctly is absolutely crucial to avoid injuries.
Right.
So if you're ever unsure about something, it's always best to err on the side of caution
Yeah.
and consult with a qualified fitness professional.
Okay, better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry.
Especially when it comes to something as intense as this.
Exactly.
Okay, but let's get back to the science behind it for a moment.
Yeah.
We touched on isometric contractions.
Yes.
But the program also mentioned something about tapping into your body's natural reflexes.
Right.
How does that work?
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
So hyperbolic stretching utilizes something called the myotatic reflex,
Okay.
also known as the stretch reflex.
Okay.
So it's basically your body's automatic response to a sudden stretch.
So like when the doctor taps your knee with that little hammer.
Exactly. That's like a perfect example of the stretch reflex in action.
Gotcha.
And hyperbolic stretching incorporates techniques that activate this reflex to deepen the stretch and improve flexibility.
So it's like hacking your body's natural responses.
Yeah, you could say that.
To achieve greater flexibility.
Yeah, it's about understanding how your body works and using that knowledge to your advantage.
Okay, so we've talked about the good, the bad, and all the science-y stuff.
Right.
So what does all this mean for our listener out there who's intrigued by hyperbolic stretching, but still maybe on the fence?
So I think the key takeaway here is hyperbolic stretching is a promising program.
Yeah.
It's got solid techniques, but it's not a quick fix.
Okay.
It requires dedication.
Okay.
It requires proper form. And it requires an understanding that that 4-week split goal, it's just that, a goal, not a guarantee for everyone.
That's like any fitness program.
Yeah.
You get out what you put in.
Exactly.
Right.
But what I find particularly intriguing about hyperbolic stretching is how it really highlights the power of the mind-body connection.
Right.
I mean, Alex's story is a testament to that.
Yeah, he took this incredibly challenging experience and like turned it into something so positive.
Exactly.
Not just for himself, but like for other people as well.
For others as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's inspiring.
It is inspiring.
Really. And the program itself emphasizes like, listening to your body, pushing your limits safely.
Yes.
And like incorporating mindfulness into your stretching routine.
Right.
Those are valuable lessons.
They are valuable lessons.
That go beyond just flexibility.
Yeah, it's not just about touching your toes.
Exactly.
It's about so much more.
It's about developing like deeper understanding of yourself and what your body's actually capable of.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah.
Knowing what we know now about hyperbolic stretching and like the potential of the human body.
Yeah.
What other physical limitations do you think people might be able to overcome?
That is a great question.
With the right approach.
And it's one we can explore right now. That's a fascinating question.
Right.
It really is.
I mean, we've been talking about this potential of like pushing past these perceived limits. And hyperbolic stretching really got me thinking. What other physical limitations are we kind of putting on ourselves that maybe with the right approach we could overcome?
It's a question that opens up a whole world of possibilities, right?
Totally.
I mean, we tend to think of certain things as fixed, like our balance, or even like our bone density as we age.
Right.
But what if those things are more malleable than we think.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of people in their 80s
Oh, wow.
doing yoga.
Yeah.
Even parkour.
That's amazing.
And incredible. Like, they're defying these typical expectations of what aging bodies can actually do.
Yeah, and that's what's so exciting.
Right.
We often write ourselves off
Yeah.
because of genetics or past experiences.
Right.
But what if those are just starting points?
Yeah.
Not the finish line.
Right. And like, we used to think that lifting heavy weights was bad for older adults.
Right.
Now it's seen as essential for maintaining bone density and strength as we age.
Exactly. It's like a complete 180.
Yeah. It's like what we thought were limitations were actually opportunities for growth.
I love that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's a powerful takeaway.
I agree.
For anyone listening.
For sure.
Whether it's flexibility, balance, strength, or any other physical attribute.
Yeah.
It's about challenging these assumptions.
Absolutely.
And exploring like the potential that lies within each of us.
Within each of us, yeah.
It's like unlocking a hidden superpower.
I love that analogy.
Right.
It's so true.
But how do we even begin to tap into that?
That's the $1 million question, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with hyperbolic stretching, Alex took this deep dive into the science of flexibility and crafted this whole program based on that knowledge.
Right.
So maybe that's the key.
Okay.
A deeper understanding of how our bodies work combined with a willingness to experiment and push boundaries safely.
So it's like, instead of saying, I can't do that, it's like, how could I potentially do that?
Exactly. It's about shifting our mindset from a mindset of limitation to a mindset of possibility.
And who knows what we could achieve.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless.
With that kind of mindset.
It's really exciting to think about.
It is really exciting.
Yeah.
That's an inspiring thought to end on.
It is.
So to our listener out there, if you're intrigued by hyperbolic stretching, approach it with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Always a good idea.
But also with an open mind. And a willingness to explore your own potential.
You never know what you're capable of.
You might surprise yourself.
Really might.
With what you can achieve.
Absolutely.
And if this deep dive has kind of sparked your curiosity about other physical limitations, you might be able to overcome. Don't stop here.
Keep exploring.
Do some research. Explore different approaches. And don't be afraid to challenge the status quo.
Challenge the status quo. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So that's it for today's deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
Sounds good.
With a brand new topic and more fascinating insights.
Can't wait.
Until then, keep learning, keep exploring.
Yes.
And keep pushing those boundaries.
Pushing those boundaries.